What's going on, traders? In this video, we're just going to have a simple discussion on pretty much my expectations for the upcoming weeks in regards to the market. And a lot of you probably won't like what I say if you're like a perma bull or you're bullish or anything like that, but really take the time to hear me out here and start doing the math because everything I'm going to say in this video is absolutely going to add up. It's all going to correlate. It's all going to make sense. At least I hope it does. I'm not the best at explaining things, but I will do my best. So right now we're looking at the VIX. And a few videos ago, I'm pretty sure I talked about the VIX trading within this channel. And right now we're looking at the daily time frame. And right now we're retesting the top of this channel. And I told you guys a few videos ago, I don't know how long ago, I think it was one of my market correction videos, that if we break out of this channel, things are going to get very bad for the market. And that's exactly what happened. We broke out of this channel and we headed much, much higher. And we headed all the way to 65 and wicked off of it. And right now, as you guys can see, we're retesting the top of this channel. And there is a gap at around $19 range. So we could pretty much break back through this channel, possibly wick back up, and start heading towards $40 to $50 on the VIX. And that's what I'm looking at right now. Now, maybe this isn't enough. If we look at the options chain on the usual wells on August 7th, all right, August 7th, let's actually do the math here. Let's look at August 7th on the charts. So, August 7th, we pretty much had this candle close at 27.84. On unusual wells, there is a $50 call for October 16th on the VIX. Now, you're probably like, well, that's 2 months away. I want you guys to understand that just because something has an expiration date does not mean it has to happen closer to that expiration date. If you pay attention to options chain, if you are a trader and you are a real trader, expiration dates don't matter. Expiration dates matter as far as getting cheaper prices or a better contract, whatever the case may be, but they don't matter on when something's going to happen. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. We look at August 8th on the VIX. We have a $20 put for 8 million premium. Okay, $20 put. Ironically, there's a gap at the $19 range as far as the VIX go. And ironically, what was August 8th? August 8th was this big candle right here, and we immediately started to drop down the next day. So that contract is pretty much in profit as far as unusual whales go. But and then we look at August 9th. $60 call on the VIX for 2025. Now, granted, these premiums are much smaller. We have a 27 call, we have a 60 call. Nothing too crazy as far as August 9th. But regardless, as you guys can see, there's a lot of calls here. So I want you guys to keep that in mind when we're talking about the VIX. And ironically, all these calls came in right when we start retesting the top of this channel. Something to pay attention to here. Okay. Now, let's look at the NASDAQ, the ES, the SPY, and the triple Qs. First, we're going to look at the ES. So this indicator here, I didn't even know I had it on, but this indicator here, I've been using for quite some time. I just never turn it on because it can be very noisy, and hopefully you guys can keep up here. So this is a volume profile indicator I use. Link is in the description below if you want access to indicators like this. They have some of the best indicators in the game, in my opinion. But this indicator here, I've been telling you guys that we are simply looking at a retest, in my opinion. And what I mean by a retest is actually, let's just close this indicator real quick. We'll get back to that in a bit. What I mean by a retest, if you're new to the channel, is we're simply retesting this trend right here. We bounced here, we bounced here, we bounced here, we attempted to bounce here, we consolidated here, and then we finally broke down. Up here, high here, lower high here, and it looks like we're looking forward to creating another lower high in this area around 5,500, 5,600. It's also important to note that in this area here, on the daily time frame, okay, in this area here, there is a vast amount of bears in this area. Look how many bears are in this area. How huge these bearish candles are in comparison to the bullish candles in this area. So if you think we're going to get up here and just immediately just start to break higher, good luck. All right. Bears are very, very strong in this area. We would need absolutely exceptional news for this to happen. I don't know if it's going to be the Fed rate cut. I don't know what it could possibly be for us to break through this area, but I'm not counting on it happening anytime soon. Now, we'll get back to the volume profile. We turn this back on. Ironically, there's a huge volume wall right where these bears are, and right where I said the possible retest can happen. I mean, it's making sense, right? Hopefully, you're keeping up with me here. The mean score is 95. It is very rare when I've been using this profile that we break above or even below, depending on the direction, anything with a mean score of 95, at least right away. Very rare that I've seen that ever happen. Okay. So I want you guys to keep that in mind here. Now you're probably looking back here, you're like, well, we broke out of here. Well, the wall wasn't even created back here. We can go to replay mode so we can just prove that. It wasn't even created right here. Guess when this wall was created? It was created when these guys showed up. When these bears showed up, that is when this volume profile wall showed up. So right now, I think we're simply still looking at a retest. Let's look at the SPY. The SPY, same exact thing. 97.5 mean score, volume is 218.89 million. And again, look at the bears. Let's actually close this out real quick. Look at all these bearish candles in this area in comparison to bullish candles. Bearish candle, very small bullish candle, bearish candle, very small bullish candle, bearish, 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 very small bullish candle, bearish, bearish. Bears are in control in this area. If you think we're going to just boom out of here, I again, good luck. Good luck. So, what am I looking at as far as price targets for the SPY to the upside? Between 540 and 550 is where I would say you should be very, 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 very careful. And one thing I will say is that one thing I've learned when trading in the market or just the market or being in the market in general, if something looks too obvious and everything starts to look alike, chances are what you think is going to happen isn't going to happen exactly as planned. Now, what I mean by that is that we may not go all the way up here and retest this trend. We may simply fill this gap right here at 540 and start to sell off there. And what do I tell you guys all the time? Gaps have very strong support and resistance. Very strong support and resistance. Even right here after we filled this gap, you see how hard it was just to simply fill it. I mean, not fill it, but get past it. All right. So I imagine the same thing could happen here if we just so happen to not retest all the way to 550 on the SPY. And when we get up here, these bears in this area are going to start trying to push this thing right back down. And if they succeed, it's going to get ugly. I told you guys my price target on the SPY to the downside is 504. I'm still standing on that price target until the market shows me different. And by all means, I have no issues with correcting or changing my sentiment. We bounced here, we bounced here, we broke through, we never retested this area. Anytime you break out of a pattern or a trend or a channel, whatever the case may be, majority of the time, at some point, you end up retesting it or having to retest it. And we have yet to do that yet. Something to keep in mind here. Triple Qs. Triple Qs. So what really baffles me is how traders are somewhat like bullish. And maybe I guess it's okay to be bullish long term, but like short term, when you're saying like new highs, all time highs is coming in, blah blah blah, the bottom is in, and things like that. If you're saying the bottom is in short term, cool, because it was in short term. We bounced off the 200 daily SMA and we're heading higher. But if you're saying the bottom is in like in general, again, good luck. I don't understand. First off, we're looking at the triple Q's daily time frame, by the way. Daily time frame. Each candle represents a day on this chart. And what you're telling me is that we've been trading in this channel for months, maybe a year or so, right? And that just only shows how powerful this channel is with how often we've been bouncing back and forth within it. And when we finally break below this channel, we are still saying bullish. I don't know. I mean, and you guys see, I don't make this stuff up. We rejected all in this area here. We rejected here, rejected here. We bounced here, we bounced here. We consolidated here. We gapped below the channel. And again, like I said before, it looks like we're simply going to head to a retest of this area before potentially breaking down. High here, lower high here. All at this point, all I can say is that if we do fill this gap, we're simply making another lower high at around 460, 462. Highest we could potentially go is about 465. Please believe that if we get into this area, I am 100% looking at puts. 100%. I will take that risk. I would definitely take that risk. I'm going to alert it to my Discord members. I'm 100% going to take that risk. But again, we may just see something like 458 and then 458, 456, and then sell off because this move will be too obvious, right? And again, guys, pay attention here. We look at these bearish candles in this area right here. Look at all these bears. You you have two bullish candles in this area. Bears are fully in control here. Fully in control. So, again, if you think we're going to just breeze past these guys like nothing happened, good luck. All right, good luck. I mean, look at the bearish engulfing candle here. We gap down. Huge bearish candle, doji, bearish candle, bearish candle, bearish candle, bearish candle, bearish candle, bearish candle, bearish candle. Like, look at we're not going to blow past these guys. I'm sorry. Unless maybe Fed rate cut something, I don't know. But it would take a lot for us to break through this area. A lot, guys. And I just don't see it right now. Let's look at Bitcoin. So, as far as Bitcoin goes, so a lot of traders don't think Bitcoin is a leading indicator. And at some point, I didn't think it was either. I honestly did. And it wasn't. But once it got its ETF, it's been really, really showing signs that it could be a leading indicator. And I've showed you guys in multiple videos that Bitcoin is possibly forming a head and shoulders pattern here. We have our shoulder here, head here, potential shoulder here. But what's also bothering me here is that we're below the 200 daily SMA and we're just constantly rejecting it over and over. And all I think is going to happen here is that we potentially are going to continue to just consolidate until the market is ready to make its next big move. So this can happen for quite some time. Sort of like in this area here, where we just continue to form this shoulder. And what I will say is the longer you form a shoulder on a head and shoulders pattern, the bigger the upcoming move is going to happen. Something to keep in mind. And again, we are below the 200 daily SMA on Bitcoin. Something to worry about if you're bullish. And if we're going to assume Bitcoin is the leading indicator, right now is leading to possible downside across the market. That's all I'm saying. All right. So you guys know my price target. I've given you guys 60K. We hit 60K. I've given you guys 57K. We hit 57K. I've given you guys 52K. We dropped all the way to 52K, a little bit lower, about 49K. My next target is 44, 45K on Bitcoin from possibly here in this area after we consolidate and the market makes its next move. And that's pretty much all I have for this video. All right. That's all I have. All I'm saying, guys, be careful. Be very careful. Be cautious, be careful. There's a lot of news coming in next week as well, like a lot of it, a lot. All right. Even Monday we have news. I mean, look at all this. We have Goolsby speaking. I believe he's a bear. Um we have a final services PMI. I mean, there's a lot going on next week. A lot of news. I mean, almost every single day we have some type of US news. So again, I mean, everything's adding up. Everything's adding up right now. I could be wrong. That's fine. But right now, all the math is leading to this is just a simple retest. Hopefully, you guys got something out this video. If you want to be prepared for the next market move, feel free to join the Discord link in the description below. If you want access to text messages where you get my alerts directly sent to your phone via text message and you don't want to go through a Discord app, that link is in the description below. Um, website. You subscribe to it, you get a free ebook, you get a free newsletter every single week. So you don't even have to sign up for the SMS text messages. You can simply subscribe for a newsletter and a free ebook on how to trade and whatnot. And that's really all I have for this video. Hopefully you guys got something out of it. I won't be putting out a video tomorrow, unfortunately, so I want to get this one out the way. And until the next video, traders, have a good one.